Hi, John here. It's Tuesday today, the 20th of August 2024. I just want to run through where I'm at with the documents here, and I want to explain a little bit of it. And this was the last week's 17th of Saturday, 17th of August, our hearing, number 61, with Andy Devine and him in Greece for Westminster Parliament and the landlords of England, and not so much Britain, UK. Now, I want to say one thing at the beginning here. Why are the politicians in Westminster swearing their oath of office to Allah and Muslims when that was originally the King of England, King Richard I, in 1066 as King William I and the Conqueror? Why do they change to someone that's an immigrant to take over, the Muslims take over Westminster, and not swearing to King Charles in their bloodline of Rothschilds and Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth, now King Charles V? Why aren't they swearing their oath of office to the King of Britain, UK, or the King of England, which Charles is meant to be upholding, the monarch, on that fraud side of the Crown of Britain, UK, and the Crown of England, our partners there? That's supposed to be the King of England, King William IV and King William III. In our time of King William III, Bank of England Act 1833, 1694 Bank of England Act, and 1694 2-bar Pound Note Act that Queen Victoria gave us. And we're using the 2-bar pound note to overcome the immigrants in England, soil land, sovereigns, and they've got a different system now that's nothing to do with the Church of England, which I am representing as the surrogate of our Reverend Wanoa from Rangitukia and Tiki, and the Bishop Carr, Rabata Carr's ancestor, and the Church of England, the St. Mary's Church in Tiki, the first of the birth certificates in the world of what the Pope has taken as his ownership, and he's not from here, where the original court of record comes from, with Clendon and his magistrate court in Rangitukia Primary School. At that time, that the St. Mary's Church in Tiki was the original birth, deaths and marriages there for Westminster Parliament's model, and also the government bonds of New Zealand as that 1830 period of time of setting up the first St. Mary's Church that went to Parnell, the St. Mary's Church in Parnell, Auckland. They slid that church across the road next the Catholic Church next to St. Mary's Church, and made them both the same as King and Queen. In 2015, the Rothschilds and the Queen did that, and not our King that was there in the first place with the St. Mary's Church in Tiki. Okay? That's what I'm saying, that I'm going on these monarchs here. The first one here on the left, that's the French and King William I the Conqueror. That one, that's his monarch, 1066 AD. And then to the next monarch along, King William III of Orange, Dutchman, a Frenchman first, and a Dutchman, and he's founded New Zealand, Dutchland. Zealand is Dutchland, and Easter Island, Dutchland, Easter Island, and the egg, the birth of the world there, and New Zealand, the birth of New Zealand at Te Pito, East Cape, to Te Pito Easter Island connection, with the east sun rising first in the world there. And that's this one here, that's King William III and our 1689 War Powers Act to kick anybody off our land and use that against murdering people that's in the Crown Corporation of the Rothschilds and BlackRock and Vanguard and all those corporates getting this on your head. Okay, this is the War Powers Act over your War Act and put you out of business with that one. And this one here, King William IV and his 8-point star to pick up the rent in the whole world with St. Patrick in Northern Ireland. That's my family there, the Cosgrove family and the Rogan family married the Wainoas and the Manukau's. That is the title that REWHAREWHA Manukau put together the 11th of November 1862, Native Land Act is that one in Auckland, and that's the one we go on, the 1862 Westminster Native Land Act of all the colonies in the world comes under here, and these documents, 96 pages, is the title over all subordinate monarchs and subordinate title holders of their federal government in Australia, Canada, America, and we're the only one with a flag of the Admiral and a flag of corporations in the world over the whole lot of the other corporations that can't stick themselves to these king lineups. The emperors here, and here's MOAI here. Queen Victoria stole this MOAI here in 1868 from East Ireland. My own family DNA is there, and she used that as her memorial to the whole world, and it's standing in London. That one there is standing in London. That's me over there and my DNA to the land of England with his ahu whenua down the bottom, where he stands, belongs to him and God, Atua, Almighty, and the creator of heaven and earth. Right there. That one, that one, that one, and that one equals wipe you out off the planet, off the native land. And that's the end of that lot. King Richard of France, there. King William III, there. The MOAI Crown Trust, there. And King William IV Trust, there. 1 trust, 2 trusts, 3 trusts. Okay, King William Trust here. And King William IV, King William I, Third Trust with MOAI Crown Trust, and King William IV Trust with MOAI Crown Trust. This is Queen Victoria's crown title to Westminster Parliament's business on that piece of land. And these ones here are here in New Zealand with our flag with the 8-point star in 4 corners of the planet Earth, and on our flag as the only corporate flag given by a king in the world. You'll see it down further in the documents. Okay, that's what I want to tell you people around the world watching this video as live evidence, fact-cited evidence. There's no need for fact-checkers in Israel to go and try and fact-check this law. It's real, and you can't deny it. King William III patented 1694 Pound Note Act, Patterson's 2-bar pound note symbol, there. You see, 2 bars. Rothschild's fraudulent pound note is fake fiat money in US dollars, is a fake crypto money that they've got as Ripple, World Bank, is this 1 bar against us, the 2 bar. It'll wipe you off the planet and out of Westminster, as you were fraud from the beginning. You didn't get this pass through with King William III to get his royal assent. You didn't get it from him for your 1 bar pound note, only this 2 bar pound note, which is now the MOAI pound note. 1 MOAI pound note, 1 pound currency is worth 75,000 US dollars for 1 kg weight of gold bullion value in the MOAI Crown French Scarlet debt recovery business, debt recovery court orders to contractors, BRICS military contract. Okay, court list for Te Unga Waka Marae, MOAI Native Magistrate High Court. The High Court rules are what we use, okay, in our jurisdiction here or anywhere in the world where those 4 stars are, north, east, south, west of the world, covered. Register Court Prosecutors, okay, that's me, Michelle Riti, Coco, and Judge Rabata Carr are now corporate natural-born native people, not fiction names for Moai Crown Bank, trademark legal bank creditors on Saturday, 10th of August 2024, court hearing number 60, England, King William III law. Okay, now we can skip through, and those are all the civil cases against anybody that's got their name in here. And there's that. I'm going to skip right over this, straight down to the end, into exhibits, which is there. That's the Confederation of Chiefs there with Moi MANUKAU here. Okay, I took over his place as his successor to the Freemasons' titles and their memorials and their instruments, their legal instruments. I've taken over his MANUKAU name, and the Rogan married the MANUKAUs and the Wānoas. And there I am there with the old fella here, Heleni Karaka. And that's King William the Third's harp there from Ireland, and his crown flag. That's his flag. There's our flag there with the 4 stars of St. Patrick there, north, east, south, west in the world. And the black line here around there is Satan and our Confederation of Chiefs corporate protection of a contractor that takes the place of the British Royal Navy is gone. They've gone and put it into the EU Parliament against our wishes and repugnant to the laws of England and us. That black line is Satan, have gone and violated our laws of England and our contract flag with the 4 stars in the corner to Northern Ireland, which is the richest country in the world, Northern Ireland. That St. Patrick died in Ireland. He was a Catholic, but he died an Irishman there, and that's what we're using. His title, I went there to Ireland and unveiled his gravesite with the flag on top of it, and there's videos on that too. Okay, so there, joint and several liability. This is what's on the heads of every corporate person in the world, including the government here and all its people that are affiliated to their government in Wellington. So yeah, all this you can read this. It's on my page, my Facebook page. It's on my website, moaipowerhouse.world. MOAIPOWERHOUSE.world, WORLD. And that's where you'll find these deeds here of title Exhibit 1. A deed is a legal instrument, an obligation or other document registered with a court. In this case, the High Court in London Admiralty. This is sometimes done for safekeeping, but it's more usually done to establish the basis of legal right before proceeding to the related legal action. That's Exhibit 1. And Exhibit 2, in registering the deed, the person presenting it paid a fee to a court clerk who copied the document into the register, then kept the original document. This original document was called the warrant. I'll show you in a minute. The receipt for this country, New Zealand, Dutch country, that was paid to REWHAREWHA MANUKAU. Exhibit 3, while for most historical purposes, the record version is satisfactory. The warrant will show the signatures of the parties to the deed. It was REWHAREWHA only, his signature, that the Ratana Church used every year to give the permission to the government to use his Native Land Act. And they had no right to do it from a church. It's supposed to be us, the native chiefs. In copying the document, many clerks also made a brief note of the entry in a quite separate minute book, and the records will be in Scotland. These were kept to prove that they had done their work, but they were also used as an index if records had to be retrieved. We are going to retrieve those records that Eddie Mitchell had gone from Hamilton with his barrister and Freemason to uplift the 3 sticks I've got here. These sticks here. These sticks here. Here, 2 there, and another one here. Here, this one. Okay, 3 sticks, and he's put my name JW on it and gave it back to me, you see. And 2, he's named this one 2, and this one's got no name on it. But that's got all the information that's worth 17 trillion for that information sitting right there. That he took the money and went on a buying spree in Australia. I'm chasing after that. He's putting me through a lot of trouble retrieving that money that belongs to the people of New Zealand and all 257 countries in the world, natives. There are many types of bonds recorded, but in essence a bond is an undertaking by the grantor to pay a certain sum to the grantee, usually in repayment of a debt, or to perform certain action for him. Exhibit 8, the grantee could transmit his right to a third party, which was done by means of an assignation, assignations or deeds of assignment are also commonly found in registered of deeds. The Exhibit 9, the parties to assignation were the original grantee and the third party. The first party was the British Crown and Queen Victoria in this case. The second party was us, the native. The third party was Maori, was a third party. Once the sum had been paid or the action performed, the original grantor required evidence that this was so. Now I'm going to show you the evidence in a minute. Exhibit 11, this was proved by means of a discharge or acquittance given by the person to whom the right lasted resided. This could be the original grantee or the assignee. Exhibit 12, discharges also could be used to release individuals of their duties as trustees. Contract. Exhibit 13, whereas a bond is a unilateral deed, that is, only the grantor incurred an obligation. A contract is a bilateral deed by which both parties incurred obligation. Contracts would relate to movable and heritable rights. So that's our heritage, the Moriori title, and I'll show you that title. There's Mohi Manukau in 1830, his ancestor, 1830 birth certificate right there, okay, at that period of time. And here is the receipt of his ancestor. I'll find it. I'll find it in a minute. Where is it? I'll go and find the damn thing. Where is it? Hang on. I'll go find it. There it is there. There's the receipt here. Victoria up the top. Look, Victoria, Queen Victoria. Maori Deeds of Land Purchases in the North Island of New Zealand, Volume 1, New Zealand Electronic Text Collection. Deeds, Receipts number 79. UETAUA Block Pukekohe, Manukau District. Ko riro mai ki au ana te rokena e rima pauna taki tahi maku e nei moni I whaka hokia ki a ia ina rite te utu mo te maua whenua ko UETAUA ko Pukekohe te ingoa nui o taua whenua. So it really says, signed REWHAREWHA Manukau, or Manukau REWHAREWHA, Akarana, that's Auckland, November 11th, 1862. Translation. I have received from Mr. Rogan £5 for all the land there just mentioned. I will repay This to him when we received the payment for our land, UETAUA. Pukekohe is the name of that land. Signed, MANUKAU. Signed, REWHAREWHA, Auckland, 11th of November, 1862. A true transcript of office copy of receipt. H. Hanson Turton, Wellington, October 8th, 1875. And there's the receipt that was required at the beginning. And there's Tira Waikato there on the right-hand side of that picture, not the REWHAREWHA. REWHAREWHA came after him. He was the one that did the 1862 lease of New Zealand with King George IV in 1823 there, and this one is 1862 Native Land Act, and they altered it to 1865 amended Native Land Act to include Maori land titles, and that's when they put the Maori land titles together after this one. Okay, it's Maori deeds of land purchases, but it's not a Maori deed. This is a native deed they used to set up their Maori deeds 3 years later. Okay, so there, that's Exhibit 92 there as the receipt of way back here. Way back here. Way back here. Yep, back here, what I was saying, okay? So there we can carry on going through. I'll go right down through past, I won't say anything here. I'll just go to the first of the exhibits here. There's a bit, there's the flags there. There, Exhibit 72, our flag on the left there, and the English flag, and the Scottish flag, and Irish flag, and the British Crown flag there, sitting right there, okay? The England flag is the red cross, and Scottish the blue. Okay, so there we go, the biggest scam in the history of mankind explained in 7 minutes. You see, that fella's wearing the 8-point star. They all wear the 8-point star. It didn't belong to them. They're not the ones that put it together. Okay, King William's there with his 8-point star and his crown on the top. There, you see, and his gold coins that I'm using, his gold coins as a right to recover the debt of all his coins, and the gold that's missing is under a mortgage lien with our mortgage flag. Our flag is a mortgage lien flag on anybody who is repugnant to the laws of England. Okay, England. The King of England is King William I, the William the Conqueror, and the Frenchman, and then William III, the one that created the law of money and pound note, and also the Bank of England. That's us. It belongs to us. Exhibit 73, Eddie Mitchell's bill is there. He's the one that stole 17 trillion, and that makes our court legitimate, and 17 trillion in credit as security over what we do. Okay, so there he is with his photo. Down here, there's the Irishman there, the Freemason. His name is Eddie Mitchell too. The white Eddie Mitchell, and you got the brown Eddie Mitchell. That's Alfred Mitchell's brother, Eddie Mitchell. So there we go down. We carry on going down to exhibit. No, I'm going past too far. I'll just keep going backwards. Go back here. Exhibits. I just want to go back through some of these exhibits just to explain to you our position as we own the land of England, because we're their partner. We are the first partner now with our federal government, EIAI, Federal Republic Government of Aotea New Zealand. The MOAI crown and our flag that I just showed you is the authority of these documents over England and the immigrants that are sitting on our Church of England, and the title to England, which is this document here, as the escheat or claimants to the Church of England and the title of the land, the native title land in England is ours because we are the partners with the British flag, the 1835 contract flag, the 1835 Constitution flag, and also the 1835 contract flag. Okay, Australian Securities Investment, ASIC, is investigating Alfred Mitchell and his brother Eddie Mitchell deeds, Exhibit 1, that's what I've just gone through, to show you the receipt of these deeds. And we go on to Exhibit 19, Common Contract of co-partnery. If your ancestor is known to have part of a business, it is possible that he entered into a contract of co-partner. That's us and King William IV, and us and King William III, and King George IV. We've gone into contract with them long ago, and I'm pulling them back into a contract with us now. Such a contract might be found in the Register of Deeds. Again, the contract, if registered at all, might be recorded long after it was agreed. Tax. There are tax, Exhibit 21. A tax is a similar deed to the modern lease and is a contract between a proprietor and a tenant or taxman, in which the taxman could enjoy possession of the proprietor's land for a certain time on payment of set rent. Well, the land lease here in New Zealand belongs to us. We're going to take it off the government of Wellington and boot them off the land. That's what's going to happen in this next few days. Indeed, there are also leases to be found in the Register of Deeds in England, the laws of England, which this government in Wellington, New Zealand, is repugnant to, our laws of England, and repugnant to us, the chiefs, and our flag of England, and they put Cindy KIRO's flag as the flag of New Zealand, and we're going to take it right out of the place and throw it back into the sea where it came from. Only a tiny portion of many thousands of tax that once existed were ever registered, however, usually only if there was a dispute about the terms. Okay, I'll just turn my pot down. Boiling his head off. I've got to put my kumaras in over there. Hang on, I better chuck them in. Hang on, wait. I'm just going to throw them in. Wait for a second. This is a break in my video on what I'm doing. Chuck these in there. That's for a growing boy. Growing boy. Yeah, that's enough. I can check those ones in the fridge. Okay, there. That's steaming away. Okay, back we go. Back over. Okay, exhibit wills and codicils. In practice, if you are looking for a particular tax or lease, there is more likelihood of finding it amongst the estate papers of the landowner concerned. We are landowners in New Zealand of England, soil land, and its abandonment of Germans and the rabbis that taken off back to Germany and off to Scotland. The Queen has gone there to die, and then left her job as the Queen of England and abandoned ship and gone dead in the sea, lost at sea. That's what the term is for Admiralty, and we take up that position as the new owner of England. Exhibit 24, occasionally wills and codicils, additions to wills that cannot be found in the commissary or sheriff courts can be found in the Register of Deeds. Families could also convey property from one member to another by means of trust deposition. Dispositions, although dispositions could also be made between related individuals. Trust dispositions are quite common deeds, but they do tend to relate primarily to people with land or other extensive properties. Factories, Exhibit 25, factories where one party empowers another party to act on his or her behalf. It is common for an individual travelling overseas to engage someone to act on his behalf by means of a factory. That's what Eddie Mitchell has done. He has restructured my company, Ngā Atua Ewa Aotea Limited, which belongs to the people of New Zealand, and structured it into the Mitchell Family Trust. I'll show you afterwards the lineup of all the companies he's bought with $17 trillion that came out of my brain, not his, or his Mitchell family, jumped on it and stole the money and never did the work to go and buy all those properties. I'm going to seize the whole lot back to us, the creditors, and administer it myself, a mortgage broker and a real estate agent. Okay, I've gone through all that as proficient in what I do in real estate and mortgage broking and banks. That's what my trade is, as well as building construction, as what he does. Deeds, Exhibit 26, deeds could be also created when an agreement had not been fulfilled. No agreement has been fulfilled between him and me in contract. There's no contract. I signed something that they put together, the Freemason and the barrister and Eddie put the document together. It's over there as evidence, and he's got to own up to the Banking Association of Australia. Where did he get the money from to transfer from one bank to another bank? And that's in Australian jurisdiction, because the tax department over there is covering him up, and somebody's going to get stung for that with this flag, which is a mortgage flag. I'm going to put the mortgage right over all those people that are affiliated to the scam Eddie Mitchell of all the corporations. One corporation is doing the same as all the other corporations are doing exactly the same. Rich man, poor man, that fellow's doing it too. The Japanese American is doing the same thing, ripping off the people and paying no tax and getting away with it, and we're going to sting him with this. He'll lose the whole lot because it's repugnant to the laws of England and us. Repugnant to us, the native, that the king gave his federal flag for us to make a federal over the top of every other crooked, fraudulent, corrupted corporation. Okay, payment from another individual in completion of earlier agreement, such as the delivery of goods or payment for services. Exhibit 27, many sheriff courts have a separate register of protest. Now, we won't go any further there. Where might deed be registered? No. Anyway, we'll go past there. We'll carry on down to the end of these exhibits. You can have a good read of it, but I can quote any of those at any stage to bring it up as case file. Okay, case file and evidence in all these exhibits is evidence of bills to pay here. And I want to show you that's Eddie Mitchell's bill. Should have his name on, and number 25 draft is to be paid. He's got to pay it back and going to seize all his property, and there it is. This is the trustee director of the Mitchell Family Trust and Mitchell Family Investment Trust, NZW, Queensland, Brisbane, Australia, stolen head lease, MOAI, Great Britain pound, 17 trillion pounds debt bill on his family, Mitchell family. Investment Trust in New South Wales. I'll show you all those companies in a minute, the shell companies that he's put together. Ngā Atua wa Aotea Limited versus Mitchell Family Investment Trust, Queensland, Australia, and the Mitchell Family Trust in Singapore and 4 Elizabeth Street, Berescourt, 3200 Hamilton, New Zealand. Okay, so that was a hearing for that, and I won't go through that. And there he is there. There he is. There's Eddie Mitchell there. Okay, you can see his face. He's here. He can't do nothing about it legally or legitimately. And this other man there on the left, that's Eddie Mitchell too. And that's the fellow working for the council in Hamilton to make sure nobody gets in their way. And we're going to clean them out as Ford Corporation. And there's Eddie Mitchell there. I know how he walks and how his brain works. And there's Alfred Mitchell. He was responsible for screwing the Ture Whenua Act, Maori Land Court Act, to give his brother the right to take all the dockland and convert it into their family and sell it. There's the house there that Eddie Mitchell owns, his father's house there. I was in his father's bedroom, renting it from him and paying him cash for rent and he only took cash. And he did that to us and our organisation too, and tried to extort the cash out of me, and got it out of Philip Te Awhitu, got 5,000, and I still owe him, Eddie Mitchell, 28,000 pledged, that he said he pledged on my behalf, and I want that brought up in a court and go and see where did it go. See, so yeah, that's the court in Edinburgh right there where I'm going to with Rawataka and his bishop and my bishop. I'm going there as the bishop of the Church of England in New Zealand to whack the hell out of this lot. Now there's the ABN lookup in Australia to go and find the Mitchell Family Trust in there, the Trustee Investment Trust, and you'll see, I'll show you in a minute, but if you go there, you'll see all the companies that have gone together. These fellas here put the company's house in England or Britain or London, put it on notice as being crooked as what Eddie Mitchell is doing. The same at the Australia Company's house is doing the same thing as the New Zealand Company's house, and America Company's house is ripping everybody off. There's the green back there with Ernest Augustus V. He's our document king of our documents with the 8-point star that he's wearing of his ancestors, and the St. Patrick in Ireland, that his ancestors, that's King George III, put that together for him to succeed to King George III, a Dutchman, to him on the bloodline, to keep us in line with continuity of sovereignty. He is our king if he wants to come back. Otherwise, I'm his surrogate and the surrogate of his ancestor, King Ernest Augustus I, the brother to King William IV and the brother to King George IV, the three brothers of the father, King George III, that found America. So there's 970 million trillion pound note on the World Economic Forum and the World Bank and the IMF and the Pope and his sovereign crypto, Ripple. Okay, and their XRP money, fraud, washed up, laundered money. Okay, it's still laundered money that we're going with this mortgage lien of our flag right over them and liquidate them. The same with the government here and our two chiefs here, Tira Waikato Whare Here Here MANUKAU, the man, not a woman like Alfred Mitchell was saying he's a woman, and the rest of Tainui saying he's a woman, and this is Hongi Hika. He's certainly not a woman either, and the Tainui have got a Greek king, that's King Tohecha, is a Niuean. He's not even from Tahiti, where we come from, and not even Moriori, where they come from, Taiwan and Africa. Okay? That's where the Morioris come from, and I come from Tahiti, and the Moriori has come from Africa. Okay? So there, that's that £1 trillion note there, and I've got one with my head on it as well. There's the property where here is the scene of the biggest white-collar corporation crime of money laundering, proceeds of crime in the world of New Zealand Crown Government, private corporation company, criminal organisation called Crown Sovereign of New Zealand. Changed its old name, Queen in Right of New Zealand, to cover up its corrupt, fraud, misleading propaganda, private crypto investment salesman business, self-interest, and not the public taxpayers. So we are terminating the New Zealand, New South Wales government, Maori land, Lynn's land, native land lease, and fake Maori Pākehā land memorials, and fake whakapapa, contemporary history and tampering of our native culture DNA and traditional Polynesian culture, language and history, and destroyed a lot of valuable Tonga memorials and records, obliterated historic grave sites, and built right over our ancestors' grave sites. For that you are charged 970 million trillion pound notes valued at 1 kg of gold bullion, or $75,000 per 1 MOAI pound note levy over all the stolen gold bullion hidden around the world. We hold the security of investment over those assets because of your default contract on our King William III of Orange founding of Aotea, New Zealand, and Rapa Nui, East Island, my ancestors' homeland, raped and stolen by you pirates on the high sea of Admiralty. King William IV warned us about you thugs being snakes by the Black Cross around the Red Cross, St. George Cross as British Royal Navy, as our Admiralty Protectorate, but instead you British Crown and baby New Zealand Crown installed immigrants, Muslims, into Westminster Parliament as not our British UK partner nations, New Zealand, native chiefs, legitimate and legal, lawful, commercial, corporate, contract, flag, Monarch, Trading Bank of England business partner with my own wānoa, Royal Tahitian Moai Native Indigenous Land, Native Land Title Memorial, Moai Standing, Statue, Valuable Asset, Spirit of Polynesian, Owner of Atua God, World, Planet Earth, you are recklessly destroying for your own selfish, greedy needs, and we, the majority people of this world, want you banished forever off our 257 native sovereign King William III Dutchman people's native lands. 2 weeks of this notice to vacate immediately or be removed from Parliament here and in Westminster, here in New Zealand, and Westminster Parliament for repugnant against the laws of England. And eventually 257 countries, parliaments, fraud governments and non-governments shall be driven off our native sovereigns' lands and our assets seized with our native magistrate king's bench courts taken back into our king's common law free lives. Moai Crown King William III Flag of Admiralty, Court Martial, Law Magistrate Court. Orders enforced by our High Court breach of contract, Prime Minister of New Zealand Christopher Luxon, and breach of default contract on the British UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, air danger, daylight poisoning our native lands and water, the food, the skies and environment and people's livelihood, DNA force tampering against King William III, 8-point star King William IV, flag, sovereign, crown, legal inheritance authority, jurisdiction and legal authority, native land title are hold in my legal possession, unrefuted video affidavits, written affidavits, witness, signed doctrines of discovery and deeds of ownership, lease land ownership, control and repossession of the instruments and physical land memorials of Moai statues of Earth's world creation and universe, Makemake Brown Planet, and King William III of Orange War Powers Act 1689 and Constitution Act 1835, King William IV, Municipal Corporations 1835, Landlord, Head, Leaser, Landowner, Trustee, Moai Crown King William III Trustee, and Moai Crown King William IV Trustee, Sovereign, Surrogate, King John Hoani Kaki Wānoa, Moai Crown Polynesian, Royal Tahitian Native Landowner, and traditional historian, author and scriptwriter of the legal legitimate Westminster British UK Crown Land Instruments. So I'm just saying all of this in readiness on Exhibit 88 that was, and this rest of the stuff here that goes with it, and the bill on their heads, and that's going to happen in the next week after I've spoken to a long life chief tonight, and then we'll put our heads together to see what we're going to do. Join Charlie and his Insiders Club every Saturday and Wednesday. Charlie Ward, and he's exposing the Company's House in England, and all the fraudulent things are in here, and his video is right there. If you click on that,